On DC News Now, we're gearing up for likely severe storms and heavy rainfall on Tuesday. We'll time out when this active weather will roll through.
A Maryland father remains in a Tennessee jail for human trafficking charges. His attorney calling the allegations preposterous, but he risks being deported again if released.
The first workday for Metro's new bus system has some riders confused and frustrated.
Whoever did this need to take it back to where it was at. This stuff is a mess.
The hundreds of changes as the agency promises greater efficiency and reliability.
There's a new chief in town. Prince George's County executive now with a third leadership change in 2 weeks.
New laws start tomorrow across the DMV, from paying a lot more to register your car to making sure you're buckled up. What you need to know.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tramp.
And I'm Chris Flanagan. Another hot, sticky night out there, and it's not expected to break for a while. A look now at our future cast as the heat, well, it'll help fuel strong storms for tomorrow.
All right, it is muggy out there. We have our meteorologist, Damon Matson, joining us, and we're seeing some possibilities for storms now, but it's tomorrow that we're really concerned about.
Right. It's going to be active everywhere across the DMV tomorrow, so that's the concern. But yeah, tonight it's only a select few that are seeing those storms out there in this very humid environment, no doubt about it. And folks, overall, one of the main things we have been watching for is the threat for some heavier rainfall, and that's why this flood watch was issued, and it remains in effect until 11 p.m. for the DC metro area and points northward as you head into north central Maryland. Now, for the most part, DC, one of those spots that has been staying extremely quiet, but the more north that you go and west as well, that's where we're running into some of those storms that are really firing up and continuing as we head a little bit later into the overnight hours. We do have one cell that we've been watching closely for back over toward parts of Berkeley County, West Virginia. That thunderstorm is not severe, but again, it has shown signs of gaining some strength in that radar loop there. There it is. It is pretty much developing from Martinsburg, stretching up toward Hagerstown. So parts of Washington County going to be feeling the brunt of this from Sharpsburg and Boonesboro back over toward the Hagerstown area. Also into Frederick County, Maryland, we could see a little bit of activity as well. So we'll track these storms as we head into the night, but we'll time out when you should be ready for that severe weather tomorrow and what impacts there could be coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Jamie, we have an update on a shooting last fall that hurt a Maryland celebrity chef.
Yeah, police have now arrested a suspect. Devin Spivey faces a slew of charges, including attempted first-degree murder. Police said the 21-year-old shot Tobias Dorzen and a woman he was with during an attempted robbery in Hyattsville in November. Spivey is being held without bond.
A judge has ordered a Maryland father to stay in a Tennessee jail while he awaits trial for human smuggling charges. Now, attorneys for Kilmar Abrego Garcia raised these concerns that immigration officials would just try to deport him again once released. His attorneys have now asked the judge to delay his release until a July 16th court hearing, citing conflicting information from the Trump administration and their desires to remove him from the country immediately. Now, ICE first mistakenly deported Abrego Garcia back in March, then refused to cooperate even as the Supreme Court ordered the administration to facilitate his return from El Salvador. When they finally brought him back, it was to face serious human trafficking charges stemming from a traffic stop in Tennessee back in 2022. His attorneys calling the allegations preposterous and drummed up to deport him without a chance to defend himself.
A live look at Capitol Hill. Republican lawmakers rushing to meet President Trump's July 4th deadline to pass his agenda and the big, beautiful bill. They spent the day locked in what's called a vote-a-rama. They had to vote on any and every amendment attached to the bill. That can really drag out the process. Republicans also need almost every member of their party to pass it, but there are some holdouts. Our national correspondent Vinay Simlot explains it more in detail ahead in our next half hour.
Now to the headaches for commuters all across the DMV, with some people missing their rides and some drivers missing their turns. It's the first workday for WMATA's new Metro bus revamp.
Yeah, so every route has been changed and renamed, and hundreds of bus stops have been moved, added, or gone altogether.
Experience to ride the wrong bus and have to go around Robert Hood Bond to get to where you gotta go.
All right, Metro's leadership today telling us there will be some bumps in the road, some issues to start, but things should get better. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live downtown.
And Daniel, it does sound like it was a Monday that was a rough one for so many people.
Yeah, Susan, the overarching theme today, confusion. Now, there are lots of signs as people get on the bus here. You can see all of the changes where it says what it used to be and what it is now, but that still leaves a lot of room for people to wonder where they need to go. On the second day of the new Better Bus Network, many riders, including Belinda Owens in D.C., are disoriented with new route names and changed stops.
Whoever did this need to take it back to where it was at. This stuff is a mess. It's no good. You don't know where you're going. The bus drivers don't know where they going.
More than 500 underused or dangerous stops are now gone. Every route has a different name. But other than a name change, some riders say their routes are virtually the same.
I know for a couple of other people, they have entirely changed those, and that's kind of thrown off their commute a little bit. But fortunately for me, it's been fine.
So excited to be here.
Metro General Manager Randy Clark says the new rollout is better for frequency and reliability.
I want to acknowledge this network is big, it's complex. There's inevitably going to be a couple tweaks we have to make, and we're here to learn. We want public feedback if something's not working right, and then we're going to make as many adjustments as quick as possible.
Destination, Tacoma.
The rollout is also coordinated with PGC Transit in Prince George's County.
For the first time ever, the bus will serve Bowie, Fairwood, Adelphi.
At some of the bigger bus hubs, Metro staff are out all week helping people navigate. Owens found out from a bus driver she'd been waiting with her kids at the wrong stop for the bus she needed.
I got to make sure I keep up with them, and it's just terrible.
So if you are still confused, there are a couple different things you can do. You can go to Metro's website and use their trip planner tool. They also have the Metro Pulse app, which you can use as well. If you head to our website, dcnewsnow.com, just search Better Bus Network, and you can find those links. We're live in Northwest. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, thanks. Meanwhile, WMATA saying it hit a milestone. They're reporting 1 million rides have been taken with the new payment option since it launched back in May. Tap to Pay will be rolling out to buses and parking facilities later this year. You won't need to tap to pay Friday night, though. Metro buses and trains, they'll be free on the 4th. So rides are free after 5 p.m. Metro says it's also ramping up service to rush hour levels during the afternoon. If you're watching fireworks on the National Mall, Smithsonian Station is your closest option, but Metro Center, Federal Triangle, and Archives, Navy Memorial stations are all nearby and also could be less crowded.
In Maryland, there is a new chief in town, or rather in Prince George's County. The new county executive making her third leadership announcement in just 2 weeks now. And Chief Mimi Michaelides will now be the second woman to hold this position, replacing Chief Tiffany Green. Michaelides has been with the department since 1987, starting as a dispatcher and working her way to the top of the department. Along the way, she's also been the county's first woman as a bomb technician.
My journey to this moment as the next fire chief of Prince George's County Fire EMS Department hasn't been a traditional or linear path. Every twist and turn along the way has, I believe, prepared me to serve as the new fire chief.
County Executive Aisha Braveboy has since replaced the police chief, the superintendent of schools, and coming up in our next half hour, DC News Now's Dave Laval has more on the new fire chief and where the former chief is headed.
Now my bad, I'm out.
Even more changes for Prince George's County. Deputy Police Chief Katina Gomez is retiring as the highest-ranking woman in the department during her 20-year service. The county says that her legacy will continue to inspire future generations of officers. New sticker shock in Maryland. The bigger SUV that you might have in your driveway right now will soon cost you nearly $200 to register.
Yeah, so the price is jacked up for all drivers, from those with motorcycles to small compact cars. DC News Now's Tim Reed talks to some unhappy people wondering what's behind the increase.
Prince George's County customers at the MVA in Largo told me they are not too happy. They will have to pay more money to renew their vehicle registration starting Tuesday. Many tell us this is going to hurt them financially.
I think it's going to make a lot of people upset because you got to think about fixed incomes. You got to think about a lot of things.
On Monday, many customers were not in a good mood after finding out they will have to pay more money to renew their vehicle registrations.
It's very unfair. I own 3 vehicles and it's already high enough paying car insurance. Now I got to pay more vehicle registration fees. I don't think it's right.
According to the MVA, starting July 1st, passenger vehicles that weigh 3,500 pounds or less will now cost $120.50 per year to register. Heavier cars weighing 3,700 pounds will see a $30 increase, bringing the fee to register to $191.50 for a year.
Well, for me, it's not that tough. Everything goes up. But for those, it goes up every year. But they have cut it, they have made it so you can get 1 year or 2 years to help you out a little bit. Also, I know Maryland, our funds are a little short, so I understand.
State lawmakers passed the higher rates during this year's General Assembly session and say the funds are needed to help pay for transportation projects.
Just raising it to be raising is kind of crazy. It just makes no sense.
1 year ago, the registration fees were raised. Motorists we spoke to tell us they're hoping the cost will go down next year. In Prince George's County, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
And over in Montgomery County, it'll be illegal to use gas-powered leaf blowers or leaf vacuums. The new law seeks to address environmental, noise, and health concerns. The county, though, is offering rebates for new electric blowers. Violating the new law will cost you $500.
Virginia also has some new laws kicking in tomorrow. When you're a passenger in a car, all adults will have to buckle up, even if you're in the back seat. Stealing mail will now be a state crime, and if convicted, you'd face up to 5 years in prison. Next, prosecutors can charge a suspect who sells fentanyl, leading to an overdose death, with involuntary manslaughter, which carries a 10-year sentence. Here's the governor speaking about the new law earlier this month.
Today, we are signing a bill that so importantly recognizes it also takes one dealer to lace a Percocet with fentanyl to go kill people. And I want to make sure that that dealer goes to jail.
There's also a junk fee ban in the Commonwealth. Those are those hidden charges tacked on to the very end of a sale when you're buying tickets for concerts, sporting events, or flights.
DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and the candidates are set now for the special election in Virginia to fill the seat for late Congressman Gerry Connolly. The Democratic nominee is James Walkinshaw, who was Connolly's chief of staff, and Republicans have selected Stuart Whitson, an Army veteran and former FBI agent. Connolly died of cancer last month and held that seat as a Democrat for 16 years. Republicans are looking to flip it red and grow their majority in Congress. The 11th district is home to more than 700,000 people in Fairfax, Reston, and Vienna. That special election will be held on September 9th.